Welcome aboard Monday's Market Outlook here at TOPGUN Options. Matthew Buckley. My call sign is Whiz, and holy Amazon Batman. Look at this gap up on blowout, disgusting earnings. And then before market open today, they announced a deal with OpenAI, a $38 billion deal between Amazon, OpenAI. My personal opinion, it's vaporware. It's a self-licking ice cream cone. I don't get how the math works. I'm pretty sure they don't either, but who cares? The market is, well, at least Amazon is ripping higher on this news. So hopefully you joined our solo Amazon service and you are printing money in your synthetic stock position. I mean, just absolute insanity. Where's our model portfolio Amazon position? Look at this, 580% return. When did I put this on? A couple months ago, I think. About $4,700 profit. I think that was the last free solo Amazon brief. So there you go. Potential nearly 600% return on Amazon with this earnings pop and the OpenAI pop. Great stuff, man. We had a good joint brief this morning. Why do we have a joint brief? Because there are no briefs tomorrow or Wednesday. Actually, there is a brief Wednesday. So Wednesday, we usually do what's called AR, Accelerated Retirement. Our AR brief is actually going to be live from Harvard Law School. I'm actually flying up tomorrow, hopefully, JetBlue out of Palm Beach and heading up to Harvard Law. Wednesday is a full day, the morning, and then the afternoon closed door sessions with the heads of the 5 families in the psychedelic space. I don't know how I snuck in here or how they found my name and invited me, but during lunch, there's actually going to be a public panel and a debate towards psychedelic access, go faster or slower. And you guys can probably guess what which one which side I'm going to be on. I've actually gone Mach 1.8, which is about 1,400 miles per hour ish. Fast and slow is relative. So I'll put this link in the down below in the YouTube video. It'll be in the email if you got this sit rep from the TOPGUN Options list. But yeah, make sure you register, and I'll do my accelerated retirement brief from Harvard Law School. Speaking of that, speaking of Harvard and law and psychedelics, go.sacredwarriorfellowship.com/event. November 10th at 7 p.m., folks, I'm going to give you a founding members brief. We're getting to, Sacred Warrior Fellowship has been airborne. We've done 3 healing retreats with our church members so far. Trust me, man, I'm a recovering Catholic. There is no way in hell I would have thought that I would have started with my beautiful bride, our own entheogenic church based here in the great state of Florida. I defended the Constitution for 15 years. Now I'm going to live under its religious freedoms. Psychedelic assisted therapy reconnected me after decades of losing my faith directly with God, with Source, the universe. And man, I just could not be more humbled and honored to be doing this work. So join me November 10th at 7 p.m., night before Veterans Day, folks, where you can get access, join our fellowship and check out what we do, and also help heal. Great brief this morning. Like I said, the Fed is flying blind. So much happened last week. Trump, Xi, trade deal, no trade deal. Yes, we have a trade deal, but it's not signed. I don't believe any of it. Jerome Powell, Fed decision last week. We got a 25 basis point cut, and he said, what? Whoa, nothing in December, man, is guaranteed. He had 2 dissenters. The Trump appointee, of course, wanted a 50 basis point cut, and somebody else wanted no cut at all. Folks, inflation is sticky, and it's stuck above 3%, and jobs suck. Stagflation. This is the worst case scenario for the Federal Reserve. This guy's awful. I used to think he was okay, but that's 2-year transitory guy. Remember 40-year high inflation? He called it transitory. I guess if your definition of transitory is 2 years, and it wasn't my definition. So he failed at that. Now he's failing at this. Jobs market sucks, and inflation is raging. So awful Fed meeting last week. Big companies bet they can still grow without hiring. We are seeing a lot of this, folks. Why companies are no longer hanging on to employees. Excuse me. They were doing labor hoarding for a while there. Well, we don't want to let too many people go because it's a buyer's market out there, you know. Well, guess what? It's shifted. It's done with. They are shedding jobs, and it is ugly out there. And where is it? There was another. Oh, there it is. Look at this headline right here in the Wall Street Journal. Tens of thousands of white-collar jobs are disappearing as AI starts to bite. I'm telling you, man, trust me. We're printing money in Amazon. We're printing money in our AI names, and we're trading some of the power names like NNE or Oklo, which are extremely volatile names. But folks, don't get me wrong. I know this is musical chairs. And the music's going to stop, and we will be ready to pound this thing into the dirt. When, not if, the bubble pops. But again, I can't say enough about Amazon, folks. The AWS, the Amazon Web Services, everything hitting on all cylinders. It was obscene. Now, let's go look at the chart again. Take a look at this. That is an incredibly bullish chart. Look at this. Gap up on earnings. Half the gap would be in the mid 230s. It made a little bit of a head nod last week and then ripped higher today. We were up as high as 5-6% on the OpenAI deal. That is an incredibly bullish chart. I really hope you're in our solo Amazon service, folks, because we are printing money. I think this is the breakout event. I mean, let's go look at the chart of Amazon here. I've been saying for a long time, folks, if it breaks above 240, look at this. 240 was the roof. Here. I said, if we break through 240 with airspeed, we're going to rip. It's over with. It might pull back to 240, right? Resistance becomes support. You ever hear of that? So we might fade back to 240, but let's load the boat, right? So absolutely love what's going on. Psychedelic's getting a little hammered today. Why? I don't know. I'm going to find out tomorrow, though. Buddy of mine picking me up at the airport. He's on the board of Demorex. You know, MindMed getting hammered 12% today. I think a tie. I'm racking my brain here to try and figure out what's going on. Doesn't matter. I'm long-term bullish on these names. If you liked a tie at almost $7, you love it at $5. Add to it. Same thing with MindMed. In today's brief, I talked about how I'm lowering my cost basis by selling calls against my long-term bullish positions, right? So I lowered my cost basis. That's what you do in moments like this. Let me make sure I got filled on that. I did. I rolled down my 15 calls to 14 and taking some money off the table. So lower your cost basis in these names. I'll plan on doing a Friday market wrap up. I get back from Boston, God willing, with the air traffic control stuff and government shutdown Thursday afternoon. So I'll definitely do a Friday market wrap up and give you a debrief about everything we talked about up at Harvard and what the landscape looks like. I'm having dinner tomorrow night and also Wednesday night with hedge fund guys and psychedelic investors and all sorts of stuff. So I will. This is another good reason that you're a member here at TOPGUN Options, is because my finger's on the pulse of this stuff, not only on the investing side, but obviously the execution side, helping to heal people. I'm just so blown away. You know, our last retreat was a little over a week ago, and my phone just still blows up on a daily basis from the 4 veterans and civilian who sat in ceremony like Whiz. I can't even tell you how happy I am, and things are different, and my wife sees this or whatever. So I love when my phone blows up after retreats, when people remembered who they are. God does not make imperfect things, folks. So just remember who you are. Like I said, go.sacredwarriorfellowship.com/event to sign up for the November 10th brief. And then obviously, like I said, I'll put the link to sign up for the panel discussion up at Harvard for Wednesday afternoon. It's Wednesday at 12:20 Eastern. Obviously not, like I said, I'll put that link in the YouTube video or in the email that you're getting. Okay, good stuff going on, folks. I am so fired up to be doing this mission, not only to help people learn how to trade and potentially profit and take care of their financial future, but also to potentially heal. Have a great rest of your day. Fights on. Namaste and Basi. Whiz out.